Now, as you might have noticed on this channel, I do like my filmmaking gear. So I've made my own camera sliders and LED lights, anything that'll make videos better on a budget, basically. And while this isn't on a budget, they are quite expensive, today I'm having a look at camera gimbals. Now, these are pretty incredible devices, as you can mount a camera on top and it stabilizes it extremely well. Obviously this one is for a smartphone and this one is for a full-sized camera. So let's see how they compare and see whether they are worth investing in. Now, the larger of the two, which is the Zin-yun Crane, comes in a handy packaging case, but it does need a bit of assembly before use in the form of screwing on the handle, which contains the batteries. Before using it, you also need to balance the camera, which is simple enough and takes only a minute or so. Ideally, you need to get it to a point where it can be pointed in any direction and stay there of its own accord, and having this done means that you'll get the best stabilizing results. Now it can be turned on and the camera will be magically stabilized. It does a great job of this, allowing you to get smooth sweeping shots easily. This essentially takes amateur video recording and makes it professional looking. I've been very impressed with the kind of shots you can get with this, and it's fun and easy. It makes such a difference to the overall video making process. If you jog normally with it, you may get bobbing effects though, and that's because it can't correct for positional changes, only rotational ones, so you'll need to adapt your movement accordingly. Now, it does kind of feel a bit heavy after a while. I do sort of wish it had two handles, but you know, I might make a DIY rig for that at some point. But you know, as it is, it's a very practical design, so not too many complaints there. It has got 3 different modes, which can be activated by pushing the thumbstick a number of times. The default mode is follow mode, so it follows your rotational movement horizontally, and you can use the thumbstick to look up and down with it. And a single tap on the thumbstick locks the camera, so it doesn't matter where you're looking, as it always faces the same direction. And you can use the thumbstick to pan the camera if required. This makes it actually quite a useful tripod replacement. Now, giving it a double tap takes it into full follow mode, so it follows you vertically and horizontally. This is a very handy mode when you're following a moving subject, because it makes it easy to focus on the subject itself. Now, 3 taps activates selfie mode, which is what I was using at the start of the video, and you know, it's pretty handy. So overall, I would say that this is a very impressive gimbal, especially considering its price and what else is on the market. As a one-man band on YouTube, this is the kind of technology I really appreciate. And it's not just me who likes this. If you look around, the general consensus is that it is a good gimbal. So you can find pricing and links and stuff in the description. So what if you don't own an expensive camera? Well, that's where the Crane's much smaller cousin comes in, the Zin-yun Smooth Q. This has all of the features of the Crane, only in a much lighter and cheaper package intended for smartphone users. As many smartphone cameras have exceptional video quality these days, being able to get smooth sweeping camera moves launches them into being usable production tools. In fact, just being able to get smooth everyday recordings on a whim is just super useful, and it's actually small and light enough to fit relatively comfortably in a back jeans pocket, meaning that it is likely to get a lot of use as you can just have it with you more often. Now, one criticism I do have with its design is that to balance a larger smartphone you need to shift the arm horizontally, which prevents it from folding flat for stowing. This seems a little bit of a silly oversight. Another thing is that while the gimbal itself works brilliantly on the whole, my unit arrived with a slightly bent handle, which meant that it scuffed the side and caused it to fail. I managed to fix this by forcing it quite strongly back into position. It could be just a once-off fluke, but it's something that you should still be aware of. I personally have come to like it a lot, and I've ended up taking it with me simply because it's so light and performs well. Again, you can find pricing and all that stuff in the description. Now, for what it's worth, these were sent to me for free from this Smooth Q from the manufacturer and the big one from Gearbest. Take that for what you will. It's not influenced my review, but you know, it's something worth keeping in mind. And that's just what comes with having a big YouTube channel, is that companies want to send you stuff for free, which is great, but also, you know, you need to be careful with it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it interesting, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be a DIY build. So bye for now.